Clark County meeting, which has now become an all-county meeting. We do them once a month. It's building and inspections. And as we were talking, we want to energize our members to become part of this meeting in a way that is matching the energy that we're seeing from the jurisdictions. We've gone from one jurisdiction to every jurisdiction participating, and not just their leadership. We also have some of their line workers. So I have Brandy McElrath here, Linda Jellison, and John Gerard, and they have some ways that they would like to share that this is such an important meeting. Brandy, can you talk about what you've seen the changes over the last year that have come out of this meeting?
Yeah, thanks, Noelle, for the question. I started coming to these meetings at the very beginning. We were meeting for lunch. It was mostly just Clark County and some permit center and superintendents that would kind of roundtable about things that were going on in the community. And coming fast forward to this year, now we have Ridgefield, Camas, Woodland, Vancouver, Clark County, La Center, Battleground, sometimes Washougal. We'd love to have them more, hint, hint. It's just the one place that I can come once a month for 1 hour and be in front of all of the decision makers in these communities. Personally, for our business, working with Clark County specifically to implement project docs has just changed everything for us. We do a lot of work in the county, and having that online system has changed so much for us. It's less expensive, it's less time, it's more interactive, it's transparent. I could go on, but just that one example has been huge. And I really do think that this meeting is exactly why all of that happened. So thank you.
So I want to touch on something. You're talking about time is money, and I see this meeting as exactly that. It's the one place, 1 hour a month, that you can be in front of every single jurisdiction. And we all know in our business, time is money. Linda, there's some things in the works that we discussed in today's meeting that seem to be pretty exciting throughout the industry, and maybe you can touch on that a little bit and what that might mean for your company going forward.
Sure. Well, thanks for that question. I think what's probably most prominent for most builders, as is for us, is the upcoming code changes, which fortunately were put off until next year. So that I think that's going to have a huge impact, and this is where we hear about those types of things. Also, the codes relative to ADU, because a lot of builders have questions from prospects wanting to know what's involved in building an ADU in various jurisdictions. And honestly, we don't really know right now. So I think a lot of that's being discussed, and that will impact everyone. There was discussion today about inspections, whether they want to be consistent about having them called in or having them set up online. And I think that's different for everyone in terms of a perspective, and just being consistent. Also, what I've gained from participating in this meeting, or even just listening in, is just hearing about project docs and the evolution of that system and how it affects us in terms of turning over the permits that are turned in. Going back to a couple of years ago, it involved, making an appointment and bringing in all the documents and sitting down with a permit technician. And now you can just submit everything online. So it's completely streamlined that whole process. And just hearing about it was really helpful to me to know exactly what was involved in that system. So there's definitely a lot of benefit in participating as a builder.
Thank you. John, you were in on the ground floor when this was like an in-person luncheon, and there was a lot of adversarial kind of like relationships going on, and that was the original start of it. But this has evolved. This has gotten to a much higher level. We need builders. We need people interested in policy and government affairs. We need them on the call, and maybe you can explain why.
Yeah, I think what's happened is we've gotten, I think Brandy had mentioned all the jurisdictions that are attending, but it isn't their low-level people it is their decision makers. They've included some of their mid-level managers and also the people that are actually doing the day-to-day work, but you have access right to the decision makers. Whatever the issue is, they'll answer it in a non-threatening way. I think what I see more than anything else is we're all working on these housing issues together, whether it's affordability, how to streamline the process. Like just in today's meeting with the city of Vancouver, they have a work group. They're trying to figure out how to add 2,000 housing units as fast as possible. Well, if we're not at the table talking with them and giving them our input, they'll do it without us, and then we'll be complaining. If we're at the table with part of the solutions, not only do you help shape it, but you also build relationships with the people. So when you're hung up during the month, they'll answer your call and take care of you.
Excellent. Well, we hope that you'll consider joining us for the next meeting, which it will be in November. I plan to send out more information along with this video on how to get involved, and we look forward to building a tighter coalition of builders and developers along with our public sector partners to tackle this housing stock that we need. So thank you, and hope to see you soon.